All right, let's get into the deepest layers of manifestation. We're not here to just wish for things and hope they fall into our laps. No, we're here to unlock the power of the law of assumption in a way that allows you to manifest anything you want, faster than you could have ever imagined. I'm talking about 10x faster. But before we can even think about speed, we need to understand what's really at play here. Because let's be honest, too many people approach this with half-hearted attempts, and they're met with half-hearted results. So imagine this: the law of assumption is like a code you can crack. It's the blueprint for how reality shapes itself around you. Everything you see, everything you touch, every experience you've ever had started with an assumption. Whether you were aware of it or not, your beliefs and assumptions have been the architects of your life. And here's where it gets really interesting. These assumptions don't just float in your mind. They deeply interact with the very fabric of reality.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
Now, I want you to think about a desire you have. What is it? Is it a relationship? A financial breakthrough? A dream career? Take it into your mind right now. You see, the first problem most people face is that they think their desires are out there somewhere in the future. They think that manifestation is about pulling something from outside into their lives. But here's the truth: everything you desire already exists within you. The law of assumption works because it's not about creating something from nothing. It's about aligning with what already exists in a parallel reality. Here's the kicker: the universe doesn't deal in time the way we think it does. The moment you assume something is true, you collapse the timeline between where you are and where you want to be. It's like speeding up the gears of manifestation. But how do you do that? How do you actually collapse the distance between your desire and your reality? Let's get practical. The first key is clarity. What do you want? Seems simple, but here's where most people trip up. They don't know. They'll say things like, "I want to be successful," but what does that even mean? Success in what? How much money? What kind of impact? You need to be specific. If you don't know what you're aiming for, how do you expect to hit the target? Specificity is like giving the universe a direct GPS location. The clearer you are, the faster the manifestation happens. So clarify your desire, write it down, feel it, own it. And now we get to the core of the law of assumption, living from the end. This is where most people falter because they think they need to wait for their external reality to change before they can feel the satisfaction of having what they want. But here's the paradox: you must feel the satisfaction first, and only then will your external reality shift to match that feeling. You have to assume the state of your desire fulfilled. Not tomorrow, not in a few months, right now. So let me ask you this: can you right now, at this moment, assume that your desire is already yours? Can you feel the relief, the joy, the excitement as if it's already done? If you can do that, you've already collapsed the distance between the version of you that has what you want and the version of you that's still waiting for it. Now, some of you might be thinking, "But I can't just pretend I have money when my bank account is empty." But that's the thing. You're not pretending. You're aligning. You're shifting your inner state. Your external world is just a reflection of your inner state. It's like a mirror. If you're constantly looking at your current circumstances and feeling lack, the mirror will continue to reflect that lack. But the moment you shift your inner state, the reflection changes too. Here's the deep question: if you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that your desire was already fulfilled, how would you feel right now? How would you act? What would you say to yourself? This is where the power lies. You have to generate that feeling, that state, and hold it. This is what Neville Goddard meant when he said feeling is the secret. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about assuming the feeling of your wish being fulfilled. Now, before we move forward, I want you to really sit with this. Ask yourself, am I ready to assume that what I want is already mine? Can I hold that feeling even when my external circumstances haven't caught up yet? Because here's where most people give up. They get impatient. They think it's not working. But if you can persist in that feeling, even when the world hasn't yet reflected it back to you, that's when you're truly working with the law of assumption. All right, if you've made it this far, you're ready for the next level. We're going deeper now. Because while the feeling is critical, there's another piece that's often overlooked, and that is your inner dialogue. Let me ask you this, what are you saying to yourself on a daily basis? Most people don't even realize how destructive their inner conversations are. They'll say things like, I can't afford that, or I'm not good enough, or it's too late for me. And then they wonder why their reality reflects those exact limitations. Here's the truth, your inner dialogue is constantly creating your external world. Every time you engage in self-talk, you're reinforcing assumptions about yourself and the world. If your inner dialogue is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, you're feeding those energies into the creative process. If your inner dialogue is filled with confidence, faith, and positivity, you're feeding those energies into the creative process. So how do we change that? It starts with awareness. You need to become hyper-aware of what you're saying to yourself. Catch yourself in those moments of doubt and immediately shift the conversation. If you find yourself thinking, I can't do this, stop and replace it with, I am capable, I am powerful, and I can manifest anything I desire. It might feel weird at first, but trust me, this is where the real work happens. You're rewiring your brain. You're literally shifting your neural pathways, and the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. So the next time you catch yourself doubting your ability to manifest, ask yourself, am I willing to let this limiting belief dictate my reality? Or am I ready to step into the version of myself that knows my desires are already mine? Now, the second part of mastering your inner dialogue is mental scripting. This is one of the most powerful tools you can use to accelerate your manifestations. Mental scripting is about consciously directing your inner conversations as if you're writing the script for your life. Imagine that you're the author, and you get to decide how every scene plays out. So let's say you want to manifest financial abundance. Your mental script should be filled with conversations where you're already living that reality. You're talking to friends about how grateful you are for the wealth you've created. You're discussing the opportunities that keep flowing into your life. You're constantly affirming, I am a magnet for financial abundance. Money flows to me effortlessly and in unexpected ways. When you consistently engage in these inner conversations, you're literally reprogramming your subconscious mind to align with the reality you desire. And once your subconscious mind is on board, it's like the floodgates open. The universe begins to move in ways you couldn't have predicted. Opportunities arise, synchronicities happen. Doors that were once closed suddenly swing open. But here's the key, you have to be consistent. You can't just engage in positive inner dialogue for a day or two and expect miracles. This is a process of continuous alignment. Every time you catch yourself slipping into doubt, shift the conversation. Every time you feel like giving up, remind yourself that you're collapsing the timeline and that your desire is on its way to you faster than ever before. Now that we've covered the essentials of feeling and inner dialogue, we need to talk about something equally important: letting go of resistance. Because here's the thing, manifestation is not about forcing things to happen. It's about allowing. It's about aligning and then surrendering. Let me ask you this: do you trust the process? Do you trust that the universe knows the perfect timing for your desires to manifest? Or are you constantly trying to control every detail, every step of the way? This is where a lot of people get stuck. They think they need to have everything figured out. They want to know exactly how their desire will come to fruition. And when it doesn't happen on their timeline, they start to panic. But here's the truth: you don't need to know the how. Your only job is to align with the end result, the feeling of your desire fulfilled, and then let the universe handle the rest. The moment you start obsessing over how it's going to happen, you create resistance. You're essentially telling the universe, "I don't trust you," and that energy blocks the very thing you're trying to manifest. So how do you let go? How do you surrender to the process without falling into apathy or giving up on your desire altogether? It starts with detachment from the outcome. And I know that sounds counterintuitive. You're probably thinking, how can I detach from something I really, really want? But detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means trust. It means knowing that your desire is already yours, so there's no need to cling to it with desperation. Think of it like this: you've placed your order with the universe. You've assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Now, all you have to do is let the universe deliver. You don't sit in a restaurant and keep asking the waiter when your food is coming, right? You trust that it's being prepared and that it will arrive at the perfect time. The same applies to manifestation. So here's your next deep question. Are you willing to trust the universe's timing? Can you let go of the need to control every detail and simply allow your desire to unfold in the most perfect way? This is where true mastery of the law of assumption comes in. It's not just about assuming the end result. It's about trusting the process, even when things don't seem to be going your way. And here's the beautiful part: when you let go of resistance, you open yourself up to even greater possibilities. The universe often delivers in ways that surpass our wildest expectations, but you have to give it the space to do so. You have to relinquish control and trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see it yet. So as we wrap this up, I want you to take a deep breath and release any tension, any doubt, any need to control. Your desire is already on its way to you. The law of assumption is always at work. All you have to do is align, trust, and allow. Remember, you are the creator of your reality. You hold the power to manifest anything you want, 10x faster than you ever thought possible. But it all starts within, with your assumptions, with your feelings, with your inner dialogue, and with your trust in the process. Now go out there and start assuming the life you want is already yours, because it is. Now that you've learned how to align with your desires, master your inner dialogue, and trust the universe, we're going to dive even deeper. This is where some of the most powerful shifts can happen, but only if you're willing to persist. And persistence, my friend, is where the magic really unfolds. Let me ask you this: are you willing to persist even when things seem to be going wrong? Most people give up right before their breakthrough. They assume that the challenges they face mean that manifestation isn't working, or that the universe is against them. But the truth is, Those challenges mean you're on the right path. They're tests, in a way. The universe is asking you, how badly do you want this? Are you willing to hold the feeling of your desire fulfilled, even when the 3D world is showing you the opposite? And here's the secret: the moment you persist through those challenges, you signal to the universe that you're serious. You're showing that your desire is non-negotiable, that you're willing to hold the assumption of your fulfilled desire no matter what. And when you do that, the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your inner reality. But let's get really practical here. What does persistence actually look like? It's easy to talk about, but how do you live it? Persistence is about holding your assumption in the face of contradictory evidence. It's about waking up every day and choosing to live from the end, even when your external circumstances are screaming the opposite. Let's say you're trying to manifest financial abundance, but your bank account is still low. Persistence means living in the feeling of abundance anyway. It means not letting your current bank balance dictate your inner state. Instead, you continue to affirm, I am financially abundant. Money flows to me effortlessly. You continue to visualize the life you desire. You continue to feel the joy and security of financial freedom, as if it's already yours. And here's the key: you do this consistently, every single day, without wavering. This is where most people fall off. They can hold the feeling for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, but when things don't change immediately, they give up. But what if I told you that the moment you feel like giving up is often the moment right before your breakthrough? Can you persist through that? Can you continue to hold the assumption of your desire fulfilled, even when the world seems to be testing you at every turn? I want you to think about the unseen forces at play. Just because you can't see the changes happening doesn't mean they aren't happening. The universe is always moving behind the scenes, rearranging events, people, and circumstances to bring your desire to you. But most of that process is invisible to the human eye. It's happening on levels you can't even comprehend. So when you persist, when you continue to live from the end, you're giving those unseen forces the time and space they need to complete the process. Here's a deep question for you: can you trust in what you cannot see? Can you believe that the universe is working in your favor, even when there's no visible evidence yet? This is where faith comes in. And by faith, I don't mean blind hope. I mean a deep, inner knowing that your desire is already yours, that it's on its way to you, and that nothing can stop it. This kind of faith is unshakable. It's the foundation of true manifestation. Now, let's talk about doubt. Because let's be real, doubt is one of the biggest obstacles to manifestation. We all experience it at some point. That voice in the back of your mind that says, is this really going to work? Am I wasting my time? What if this is all just wishful thinking? But here's the thing: doubt is a natural part of the process. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. What matters is how you deal with it. Let me ask you this: when doubt creeps in, do you let it take over? Or do you use it as an opportunity to strengthen your faith? Because that's exactly what doubt can be: a chance to reaffirm your belief in the law of assumption. Every time you feel doubt, it's an invitation to go deeper into trust, to recommit to your assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. One of the most effective ways to overcome doubt is to reprogram your subconscious mind. You see, your subconscious is running the show 95% of the time. It's responsible for your automatic thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. And if your subconscious is filled with limiting beliefs, beliefs like I'm not good enough or I don't deserve success, then those beliefs will continue to manifest in your reality, no matter how much conscious effort you put into manifesting your desires. So how do you reprogram your subconscious? It starts with awareness and repetition. You need to become hyper-aware of the beliefs that are running in the background of your mind. Start paying attention to your automatic thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking something negative or limiting, stop and replace it with a positive affirmation. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never be able to afford that," immediately replace it with, "I am financially abundant and money flows to me effortlessly." But here's the key: you need to repeat these new beliefs consistently, over and over again, until they become ingrained in your subconscious. This isn't something you do once and then forget about. It's a daily practice. The more you affirm your new beliefs, the more your subconscious mind will start to accept them as truth. And once your subconscious is on board, manifestation becomes effortless. You'll start to notice that things happen more easily, with less resistance. So here's the next deep question: are you willing to put in the work to reprogram your subconscious mind? Can you commit to affirming your new beliefs every single day, even when doubt tries to creep in? Because this is the work that separates those who manifest their desires effortlessly from those who continue to struggle. It's not about doing more in the external world, it's about doing the inner work. Now let's talk about another powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious: visualization. We've touched on this before, but I want to dive deeper into the mechanics of how it works. When you visualize your desires already fulfilled, you're not just daydreaming, you're literally rewiring your brain. Visualization works because the brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and an imagined one. When you visualize, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain that support the reality you're trying to manifest. But here's the key to making visualization work: you have to feel it. It's not enough to just see images in your mind. You need to engage your emotions. You need to feel the joy, the excitement, the relief of your desire already being fulfilled. The more you can immerse yourself in the emotional state of your desired reality, the faster it will manifest. So, here's your next challenge. Can you commit to a daily practice of visualization? Can you spend just 5 or 10 minutes each day vividly imagining your desire as already fulfilled and feeling the emotions associated with it? This is how you accelerate the manifestation process. It's like sending a signal to the universe, loud and clear, that you're ready for your desire to come into your life. As we come to the final part of this journey, let's talk about embodiment. This is where everything we've discussed comes together. Because at the end of the day, manifestation isn't just about thinking positively or visualizing your desires. It's about becoming the version of yourself who already has what you want. It's about embodying your future self, right here and now. Let me ask you this: who is the version of you that already has everything you desire? What do they think? How do they feel? How do they act? This is the version of you that you need to step into. Because when you embody your future self, you become a magnet for your desires. You literally start to attract everything you want effortlessly. But here's the catch: you can't wait for your external reality to change before you embody your future self. You have to step into that version of yourself now, even if nothing in your external world has changed yet. This is where most people get stuck. They think, "I'll feel abundant when I have more money," or "I'll feel loved when I'm in a relationship," but manifestation doesn't work that way. You need to feel abundant now. You need to feel loved now. And when you do, the external world will shift to reflect your inner state. So here's your final deep question. Can you embody the version of yourself that already has everything you desire, right now, even if your external reality hasn't caught up yet? This is the ultimate test of faith and trust in the law of assumption. And here's the beautiful part: when you embody your future self, your desires will manifest 10x faster. Why? Because you're no longer chasing your desires from a place of lack. You're no longer waiting for something outside of you to make you feel whole. You're already whole. You're already the person who has it all. And when you operate from that place, everything you want flows to you naturally. So as we wrap up this journey, I want you to take a moment to reflect. You've learned how to align with your desires, master your inner dialogue, trust the universe, persist through challenges, reprogram your subconscious mind, and embody your future self. You now have all the tools you need to manifest anything you want, 10x faster. The only question left is, are you ready to use them? Are you ready to step into the version of yourself who already has everything you desire? Because if you are, then the universe is ready to meet you halfway. Your desires are already on their way to you. All you have to do is align, trust, and allow. I'll see you in the next one. Keep manifesting. Keep believing. And watch as your life transforms faster than you ever thought possible.